I'm over here at ChatGPT. Now to get to ChatGPT, simply go over to chatgpt.com. Now there's a ton of different features with ChatGPT and it's evolving daily. So one thing to be aware of is, as with any technology, it's evolving. Now by the time you view the course, this menu may very well look differently. Also, do be aware I do have the Plus plan, and that is a paid version. I'll go through the differences between the free and paid plan in the next lesson coming up. All right, so one of the things that I think it's really critical to understand using ChatGPT or even Google Gemini is to really understand the structure of how the interface is laid out. And part of that is you're going to typically have on the left side what's called a sidebar. Now, this sidebar is going to be there no matter which one you use. So just be aware, Google Gemini, Claude, right? These are all going to pretty much have the same layout. Now, one thing to be aware of with ChatGPT is that you do have the ability to save your chats. Now, a chat is anything that you put in to ChatGPT to have it basically provide an output for. Now, to start a new project, you go over here to say project and put in basically the project name. Now, the project is going to be a compilation of chats. So any kind of prompt that you create in a chat, basically you could save and go back to. So I'm going to go ahead and create a project name, and this project name is going to be called Prompt Engineering Course. And again, whatever you want to name your project, pretty much it lets you name it. As far as I'm aware, there isn't too much of a limitation at the time of writing. I mean, you could try and see how long you could save it, but again, just be aware that probably the name that you're creating will be more than fine. And I do believe there are certain special characters that it doesn't like, but again, try that out if that's of interest. Okay, so now I've created a folder here, which is a project. You see the folder, and now anything I put in here is going to be basically kept in this folder. Now, if I want to basically go out of the folder, I go over here and go to a new chat, or just go ahead and select a new project, create another project, whatever I want to do. So one thing with ChatGPT though, before we start going through, for example, prompting, in the next few lessons in more detail, let's focus on some of the features, the interface itself. Okay, so I'm going to go back to new chat. The reason I'm going to do that is that's going to be the default when you basically log in. Now, ChatGPT has, for example, what are called models it uses. This is the large language models that it is going to use. And you have the ability to select whichever one you want to use. Now, we will discuss a little bit more in detail some of the model differences here shortly in the upcoming lessons, briefly. But just be aware, in general, a model is going to be really a collection of data architectures that have been assembled for ChatGPT in this case. Now, Google Gemini looks at models slightly differently, but overall, it's pretty much the same, at least at the high level. And again, this course isn't meant to make you a data scientist or machine learning expert, but I did want to point out that this is really important to understand at a high level. Now, by default, it's going to default here. Now, let's say you want to go in and write, for example, a script. Like you want to do some programming. You want to go probably to this one here. This is really focused on scripting. So for example, I could say, oh, create a Python script for, let's say, automating email response on my website. And you could be specific. And what it'll do is it'll go through and start putting together a script that will do pretty much just that. Now, in reality, if you're going to create a script, you're going to, of course, want to understand the platform it's going to go on and all that in general. But by default, it creates basically what is called a standalone. So it's not really totally dependent on a platform. So for example, if you're using a platform such as WordPress, you want to be a little bit specific, or you're using a platform like Kajabi or LearnWorld or Thinkific. Again, just be aware of what you're creating. Now, if you're using straight HTML, that is, again, a lot of great options there. Okay, so now let's go back to the sidebar. I'm going to go to a new chat. And we're going to go into some of this a little bit deeper here further on in the course. All right, so as far as the features, the layout, now on the side, we could search chats. So if I know that I created a chat about, for example, training a dog, let's say, dog training, I go search it, and if it's there, it'll pop it up. So whatever the topic is you're looking for, and you created a prompt, and it could be in a folder or not, it'll find it. Now, there's also library. Now, this is really cool because this is going to save, for example, any kind of graphics or images that you created. So that is there. And some of this has recently changed. So again, just be aware, I think they're going to be adding additional capabilities to this from what I was reading in some of the upcoming releases. Okay, now Codex. Now Codex is going to allow you to write code and then basically test it out. So this is cool. I will discuss that a little bit more later on. But again, this course is really focused on content creation, but I did want to touch on that briefly. It is a cool feature. Okay. So let's say you are a content creator, you're a digital marketer, whatever your role is. Some of the things that you probably want to start looking at is first, you go over here to the voice mode or you go to the dictate. So if I press dictate, I'm going to ask ChatGPT, please create a blog post that is 1,000 words about creating content best practices on ChatGPT. Again, just a rough subject. And that'll go ahead and think and add it in. And let's just double check before I hit. All right, let's just take that out. I don't want to confuse it. And then I'm just going to go like that. Now this is really good because this will create the blog for you, and it'll be based, of course, on what you ask it. Now, again, you could create anything you want and dictate it in there. You could have it, for example, create practice questions and answers and explanations, all that cool stuff, really easily. Okay, so one thing to be aware of here is you could add photos, and over here, if you go to Tools, you go ahead and search the web, write code, run deep research. Now, this is a feature for, of course, the advanced version, or I should say, the plus and above version. Now, as far as a few other things, I did want to go here to share. So what I could do here is I could share this, and it'll create a link. And then let's say I want to post this article on LinkedIn. I just simply go over here, and I go and post that. And again, before you do that, though, you probably want to create an image as well. And of course, add some links. Just, again, really, really straightforward to do here. Okay, now as far as Reddit as well, and then Twitter, which is X now, I should say. Okay, now another thing too is I go here to add to project, but I get to go to archive. So let's say there's prompts that I'm not using anymore. Let's say it was for a previous project. I could archive that project, those prompts for later. I could also delete as well if I want. And then also too over here, this is where you can have, for example, your customization settings, like over here to customize ChatGPT. Now it says for customization, you need to be aware that it will not update anything previously you've done, but it will update anything that's new. So for example, what you may want to do as a content creator is to basically over here select, for example, your name. I'm going to say Joseph, and I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say, let's just be a little bit more specific than content creator. Let's say I'm a digital marketer, let's say for a SaaS company. Again, just something that will assign a role and make it pretty obvious for ChatGPT to think like a digital marketer. Now, traits. So I could go over here and basically say what kind of a trait. Now, the way you want to think of a trait is almost like a personality, or, for example, how you as a person would want to reply to a request. And again, it depends on the request in a lot of cases, but you could just say by default, maybe I could go traditional, or I could go Gen Z, baby boomer, whatever I want to add, right? And just do whatever you need. Straight shooting, that's the one I typically like. I'm just pretty upfront. I don't want to be too, for example, conservative, but not too liberal. I just want to be in the middle, right? That's really, again, just one way to think about it. Anything else you want to add? So let's say, for example, you're interested in business, or you're interested in making money, whatever it is, just you could do any number of things. Okay, now capabilities. I could also select or deselect capabilities. Now, why would you want to deselect or select? Well, let's say, for example, you want to get a prompt response a little bit faster, or you know that you probably won't be using Canvas, and I'll go through what that is here in a minute, or you won't be coding or using code, for example, right? This will just speed up your prompts a little bit faster typically. I'm going to go ahead and save. And again, just a number of different things we're going to keep going through here further on the course. And I think one last thing here is you go here to view plans. This will tell you your plan right here. And in the next lesson, I'm going to go dive into the differences between the free and the paid options. With that said, let's move on to the next lesson.